Hey guys, welcome back to Football Kings. I'm Kingsley. I'm my brother Andrew, and this is Football Kings. If you're new on this podcast, it's a podcast where we talk about football from different leagues and different competitions. And crazy, right? Premier League is one of the competitions that's always crazy. You never really know what happens, right?
Yeah.
But let's go.
Okay.
Let's talk about the next. Let's talk about the next game that also happened this weekend. That's the Arsenal Brentford game, which ultimately
A
puts
weird one.
Arsenal top of the table, right? This
Yeah.
is the first time they're topping the table since last year. Last year Christmas time, I think Christmas Eve
Yeah.
or around that time, right? So they've come back top of the table with goal difference, right?
Mm.
What do you think on what do you think on that game against Brentford? It wasn't clean cut because it wasn't a game where they were
Rough.
going
Was
there to
rough.
win.
Rough
And
around the edges.
Ramsdale was
Let me give a violent season prediction.
yeah.
Stay with me. So my one
Mm-hmm,
I've changed my season prediction. I'm tipping
mm-hmm.
Arsenal now to win this Premier League.
Mm.
Violence.
Why?
That's all
Why?
violence.
Why?
With the
Don't
way
don't make these Arsenal fans have like high expectations.
it's when I say no one will do something, they don't do it. They
Mm.
end up not
Fact.
doing it. But
Yeah, fact.
it's possible. Like jokes aside,
Mm.
right? The way Arsenal is, Arsenal has 10 games left.
Yeah, everyone has
In
10
that
games.
10 games, they meet their Arteta meets his former master who trained
Biggest,
him,
yeah, big
Guardiola.
rival.
He
Mm-hmm.
meets he meets Chelsea. Chelsea are just spoilers. Nothing big
Mm.
about them, right?
Mm.
He had some pretty big games. He's still going
Mm-hmm.
to play Tottenham, I think.
Yeah, I think I will have to
So
look that up.
yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
still has to play Tottenham. He
Mm-hmm.
still has to play Aston Villa.
Yeah,
So
those are tough games. The way you're saying
that's
those are
tough.
tough games. They
No,
are
I'm
really tough
saying no.
games.
I'm just telling you, putting it out there. Like, so is this way? Look at it this way.
Yeah.
The question we'll put forward is for Arsenal to
Mm-hmm.
win this Premier League, they need to do what other big boys have done in the last 3 years, which is
They need to win all
win the
10.
last 10 games.
Yeah.
Win the last 10 games, win it completely.
Yeah.
So the question is, can they do it?
Last winning last 10 games means they get what 30 points.
They win the Premier League. If they win the last
Yeah.
10 games, they've won the Premier League.
That puts them at 94. Yeah.
Yes, they've won the Premier League
Yeah.
because they're on top now with goal difference,
Yeah. And to keep growing. The goal difference is
right?
quite large because we
Yeah,
score some
yeah,
5-0, 6-0.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. So can they do it? So it's left to Arteta to answer that question. They were a
Mm.
bit shaky.
They were
It's a London,
shaky.
it's a London derby. That game was a bit
Ramsdale.
weird. And
Ramsdale.
that's the question. Now. You see, this kind of
Mm.
decisions. Why did you bring Ramsdale into this game? Why?
Because Raya can't play against his parent club. That's why.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was it.
You think Ateta would use
I
Ramsdale
was
just to use
wondering what
him?
the heck is happening. I saw Rams. I
Ateta
said,
knows he's number one.
it was just a weird. I said, is Ateta about to
Yeah.
throw away this league? But the good thing is that he
Mm.
survived,
He
right?
survived, yeah.
And maybe let's put it out there. Maybe this season, the difference between him winning the Premier League and him
He's the
losing it
keeper, eh?
is the keeper,
And Saliba.
Raya, and Declan Rice.
I was going to say and Saliba too, because Saliba is good.
Saliba played last season, so Saliba being there.
No, Saliba
Okay,
was
Saliba
injured.
wasn't injured. Saliba
Yeah,
was
Saliba was
injured in the
injured last
last 10
season.
games.
Last games, yeah.
10 games he was injured. So
Mm-hmm.
Saliba stay the three of them, you are right. The keeper, Saliba, and
And
Declan
Declan
Rice.
Rice.
Those three.
Mm-hmm.
If Saliba stays fit, Declan Rice stays fit, Raya stays fit, probably they can make a run for it. Right?
True, true.
But it's
Yeah,
tough.
just yeah,
It's tough. Right? So
definitely. Yeah,
yeah,
just to round this up, I was going to say like I see it right because they are in form. Typically we
yeah.
expect Arsenal towards the end to start being shaky,
Win. No.
dropping points, drawing, but they are actually banging in the wins. Whether the
Yeah.
wins come scruffy or not, a win is a win. At the end of the day, they get their 3 points, right? Even Man City have struggled in some games
Mm.
to win,
But they play
right?
Man
So
City next.
yeah, they play Man City next, and we all know that either both of them drop points or one of them will drop points,
Drop
right? So
points. Yeah.
ultimately, both of them will knock each other out of the title race, for sure, or
One
stall
person will
the
knock the
title
other
race.
person off.
One person will knock the other person off because the draw against, okay, we'll get to that in a sec, but the draw that Man City had, I think, kind of didn't affect Liverpool's title race, right? Not as much as we
No.
would expect, because now it's like, well, we finish all the games with the people actually in the title race. It's like the other people that are not in the title race,
Are people
now
that,
we now have
yeah, just settle the
yeah, we now have
business
to
with them.
bang we have to win the last 10 games.
Yeah.
Ultimately, everybody has to win their last 10 games to win the title. That's just
Yeah.
basically what it is,
Yeah.
right?
And
So
and
I think
Arsenal has
Arsenal have
stronger
a
games to play. Arsenal and Man City,
they have tough games. They have tough
tougher
games.
games. And the
Yes.
way the way the way the fixtures are lined up for Man City is more dangerous.
It's more the yes, that's right. That's right. But Arsenal, they've been doing so well so far, and I just want to watch to see what happens. Together with Champions League, I've always been like Ateta should choose one, but it seems
Yeah.
like they have the squad. They don't have as much depth as I would say other teams have, like Man City and Liverpool have. But I would say Ateta choose one. Do you want Champions League or do you want Premier League? Right?
And you're
Choose
right,
one.
because remember when Klopp was chasing the Premier League and the Champions League. You
Mm-hmm.
remember he
Yeah.
had to. He knew that the Premier League was just going away. He
Mm-hmm.
focused on the Champions League. You guys won the Champions League.
Yeah.
Then you came back
Exactly.
the next year, right? It's not the
Mhm.
end of the world.
It's
You
not the
keep.
end of
I
the
know
world.
within the next 2 years, three
Mm-hmm.
years, Arsenal will win the Premier League. They would,
Arsenal will win this Premier League for
because
sure.
Klopp is leaving, right? So
Exactly. We don't know who's
they,
next.
yeah,
The only competitor kind of pretty much is Tottenham or
yeah,
Man City, right?
yeah.
So, but yeah, but good game, good game. Let's get.
Arsenal. I'm just praying Ateta uses the right tactics. That's what I'm praying. Don't be afraid of
Adela should
Man
not be
City.
scared. Same tactics, same
Play them.
tactics. Don't be
If you
scared.
lose,
Play
you
them.
lose. Yeah, if you
Mm-hmm.
lose, you lose. Fine.
But the only caveat, right?
Mm.
The only caveat, the only thing I see that is quite concerning for us now is Arsenal have been really solid at home. Their home is a fortress. Like it's so difficult to beat them at
But
home.
away.
But away doesn't seem to be like a thing where they are that confident. They've dropped
And they
points
are
by
playing three
drawing.
away games
Yes, they've
in the
dropped points
last
by
10.
drawing away. Maybe they win some, but they draw a lot. Not a lot, but they've drawn their away games or lost. So
Mm.
I would say, one thing, that home advantage might be a difference, right? It
Mm.
might be a difference for us now, right? So I would say this: them going to Etihad, right? They just have to
It's a
get there.
disadvantage for them.
Yeah, get there. Don't sit back. Obviously, like we said, go forward and do what you have to do. Play them, play your game, do your
But I
thing,
feel at
score.
what Ateta is going to do is going
Mhm.
to mid block, not so
He's
backward,
going to
mid block.
defend. He's going to
But the
defend.
forward men will be back a little bit. Then
Mm,
Martinelli and Saka will hang on the
mm,
line of the midfield.
yeah,
And
yeah.
any ball over the top, they are running at you. That's what you see. Chelsea has shown the templates.
Of
Brentford
how
has
to
shown the
get in.
right. They've shown
Yeah,
the template of how to win Man City, right? So
yeah. Or get something from them. Yeah.
we just see what
But
happens.
yeah, I'm looking
What's
forward
your
to it.
we'll
They
see.
have a Champions League.
Anyways,
Arsenal has a Champions League game with Porto this week. After the
yeah,
Champions League game with Porto this week, then they have the Man City game on the weekend, right? So
yeah,
these are two big games because as it stands right now, they need to win Porto at home, right? Win
yeah.
that game to qualify to the next stage, and they also need
Which
to
is very
win.
possible. It's just one goal.
It's
So
just one goal. They just need to score two, right?
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Two goals. They just need to score two goals, 2-0, they qualify. 1-1, they tie it, right? They score one goal, they tie it. But if the game is 1-1, that's it. It's done, right? Their Champions League run is done. They go home, right? And which is not a bad thing. It just means that they can focus on Premier League, right? And focus on the weekend, you know, ultimately get something out of Man City and then move on from there.
yeah.
So my prediction in the game is crazy, but I'm seeing a draw or Man City winning.
I'm seeing Arteta winning this one in the Etihad. Big call for me, but I think Arteta can win
I don't think
in
I don't think they'll win.
I
I don't
think they
think they will
can win.
win because the reason why I don't think it depends on who they will use as a keeper. The reason why I don't see them
Their
winning,
keeper is injured. He's injured. He's not playing the next game.
who
He's
Raya?
in, not Raya. Raya is playing the next game, but Man City keeper is injured.
Oh, Ederson, and they're playing
Yeah,
Ortega.
yeah.
I'm telling you, it's not going to make a difference, right?
Okay. If
It's
you
not going to
say
make a difference
Ortega is
because
not that
Pep,
good, I hope you know.
it's not that good. It's not that good. I understand, but what Pep is going to bring out for that game, I think is going to shock Ateta, right? Because
And he knows
because
Arteta. So
he
as
knows
his
Ateta
boy.
very well. I think Ateta will be pleasantly surprised going to Etihad, right? Because Pep drawing with Liverpool, he drew out of respect because he respects Klopp because he knows. And Klopp said this. Klopp said, "When I play Man City, I know how they play, so I create chaos, so it's uncomfortable for them." That's how you beat Man
That's what
City.
he said.
Yes, you create chaos, you make it uncomfortable for them, right? So, and that's exactly what Klopp did. He just created chaos. Like Endo is just there, he's just in your face. McAllister is just
Yeah,
there. So what's that? Just they're just causing chaos. They're kicking off their rhythm, right?
yeah, yeah.
Arsenal are not coming to create chaos. They are coming to play their game.
Stay in the game. But
We understand.
why
Defending
see
4-4-2, attacking
Kingsley,
4-4-3.
why
That's
I
what we
don't
do.
agree with is because Arsenal came to Anfield, right? They were
And they
hanging on.
drew. They almost lost.
They
You know,
were
this is the
hanging
second
on.
time. Wait, you know,
They
this
were
is the second
hanging on.
time.
But if you ask me, you guys had clearer chances against Man City than you had against Arsenal.
Do you know that? Do you know that this is the second time this
Yeah,
season they've not given us penalties that were actually penalties?
yeah, that's true.
Arsenal should have lost at Anfield.
Yeah,
Odegaard basically bounced that ball like a basketball, and they said it was not a handball. Right? One. Man City, Doku carry his leg. Clear and obvious. Match McAllister. He said no, he got to the ball first before the follow through. Makes no sense. But here we are, right? And you asked me one question: do you think referees are favoring Liverpool? Maybe just one referee. But as far as I'm concerned, referees are
which
not favoring
referee?
us.
Okay,
The
Paul
referee you
Tierney.
talked about, right? Potier is the only one that maybe is
But
favoring
Kingsley,
us.
let me put this out
Why
there.
that
Hmm?
no other referee?
Let me put this out there, and people watching this podcast will
They
blame me with
they
me.
cancelled our
If
VAR goal with
Paul
Tottenham.
Tierney, listen, if Paul Tierney refs Man City Arsenal, right?
Mm.
Man City will not win that game. I'm
That's a
serious.
big
Two of
statement to
them,
make. Though.
two of the
Mm.
watch the trend. I've been watching Paul Tierney this season. I feel like he's a
Mhm.
Liverpool fan, but another reason why I said that it will happen is because I watched Arsenal Brentford.
Mm.
Was it Arsenal Brentford or a game where Paul Tierney was the VAR? I was like, why have they not given this person penalty, right? And it felt like if they give this person
Mm.
penalty, it will upset Liverpool. I'm like, I wonder who is the VAR.
Mm.
Is it could it be Paul Tierney? And I've not even said it. The commentator says, "Oh, on VAR today is Paul Tierney." I'm like, yes, it has to be Paul Tierney. It has to be Paul Tierney.
But in a season where referees are attacking you and trying
Actually,
to
you
take
guys
in,
too have
you
been hard
need.
done by.
Yes,
Yeah,
we've had
yeah,
really bad this
yeah,
season.
yeah,
I think Klopp said one thing in his press conference, and we can end with this. Klopp said one thing. He said, "You look at us now. You say they are
yeah,
a team that is in form, playing really well.
yeah.
Everything is good, right?
But
They have
Arsenal
some
has
good
been
stars.
hard done by too.
But wait
Yeah.
now, you look at Man City. Man
Mm.
City is a team where obviously they are the champions. They are machine. They have a system. They are Man City, right? And you look at us, right? Coming into this season, we're not even tipped to even
Even
to
do
finish top
anything.
four. We're not tipped to do anything based on how last season was. But in this season, right, 10 games left, we're still in a title race, right? You don't expect anything for us, regardless of the VAR calls have gone against us. We've been in
Actually,
this is the
if
same.
you look, if you take those VAR, because you guys should have been 5 games or 6 games, 6 points ahead.
Yes,
Tottenham,
we've been
remember Tottenham, where they
Tottenham, they
cancelled
didn't
a
give
game
us our
that was
points. It was supposed to end 2-2. They ultimately made the game end 2-1. That was fine. They've given McAllister red card that was not red card. They had to take the red card away. They gave this is a season where Virgil got red
penalty.
card. Okay, that one was red card. This is a season where Curtis Jones got red card. It was I've seen that same foul happen and it was yellow. Give him straight red. but that's fine. I'll accept it is red.
But Tierney has helped you
The
guys this
incon
season.
because we need to be helped, because the
Yeah,
inconsistencies of refereeing, they need to make it back. Like they need to like they need to pay us back in some way for some of the bad refereeing calls that has happened.
yeah,
Right? The Arsenal game, handball. We should have won that game with the penalty. That's handball.
it's
The
true.
Man City game, Doku raised his leg, match McAllister. They say it's
He
not
says it's not
penalty.
penalty. It's
It's
good.
not clear and obvious.
Oh my god, this Premier League is so control.
Premier League
You
is
know what? You know what?
shocking.
My prediction for Arsenal's
Mm.
game, Arsenal, Man City, Arsenal, is based on the referee.
It has to be based on the
If
referee.
Listen, I'm putting it out there. If Anthony Taylor refs that game, Man
Mm.
City, anything that happen, take it. If you cause penalty last second of the game, he's going to give it. He's not going to
Penalty.
side anybody, right?
Yeah.
Man City and Arsenal will not have anybody on their side. So it depends
Mm.
on how well you play. But I feel like Man City, with the trend, how they've been doing, the trend of like falling off last, like they've been conceding, falling off in the last minutes of the game,
Mm.
conceding and not being in the game, they might give away something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If it's for TNA, I'm 100% sure Arsenal would win. He won't.
I I
Kingsley,
I don't
but
know.
TNA is a Liverpool supporter. Arsenal will win
Mm.
that game because it favors him for Arsenal to win that game than Man City.
We'll be here again on this
Yeah.
podcast when we see the table say Liverpool, by the grace of God, Liverpool 67. Like, at this point, Premier League, you have to bring God into it now.
It's not okay.
Liverpool,
Let me not say it's not a
Liverpool,
matter of God. If you like, faith without
that's the
works
player
is
said.
dead.
Liverpool
Okay.
67 points, Man
Mm.
City 66, Arsenal 64. That is basically what's going to
So
happen.
Arsenal will
And
lose.
Arsenal is not going to win that game.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't see them winning.
I'm tipping
And I
them
want
to
to be
win.
wrong. I want to be
Okay.
wrong. I want to be wrong,
Me, my own
but I just don't
prediction, it
see them winning.
depends on the referee.
Hmm.
So that's it.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, Haaland might even score. Who knows? The way Haaland has been doing these days, he might score.
Gabriel Jesus might even score.
Right now, most of the goal scoring that has been happening at Arsenal has not been coming from their striker.
I know. I
It's been
just
coming
decided to
from
say Gabriel
Martinelli
Jesus.
or Saka
We don't even know
or
where the next goal is coming
Hmm.
from.
because the,
So
the truth is like Man City is going to smother Arsenal. They're going to smother them. And if Arsenal come out too high, right, we will see. Doku will cook Ben White like white rice. He will cook. He's going to cook white rice. That's what day. It's all they're paying. You will cook him. Hmm.
mm,
But we'll see.
me, I feel like Martinelli will also do terrible things to the elderly man that he's been holding his
Kyle
waist.
Walker.
Kyle Walker.
I think it takes pace and skill and precision to
If
really really
you see,
have a
if you
one-on
run
with
at
Kyle
Kyle
Walker.
Walker and you are changing the direction,
It's
you've
difficult.
gotten it.
It's
You've
difficult.
got
But the thing
Sterling
with
did
Martinelli, we know
Sterling
what
did. There
Martinelli
are
is
so
going to
many
do.
wingers that have done it to Kyle Walker. If you run straight with Kyle Walker with speed, you collect the ball. But the
Yeah.
moment you
But
start changing direction,
Martinelli will not cut unless I don't know, Sha, but Martinelli always gives me go to the byline and cross. He always
no,
gives
he
me go to
stopped
the
that. Oh, he
byline.
stopped that this season. This a new year.
He'll cut inside.
Martinelli has a new year resolution. He doesn't just go to the byline. He's doing
Mm,
terrible, like crazy things. I'm
crazy
loving
thing.
Martinelli. I'm loving
But
my.
to be fair,
Anyways, we know we'll
this
see.
this year Martinelli has really been awake.
Yeah,
He has really been in form. He has really been doing
yeah.
well. Even Saka too. Saka is also a wild card. Like you can't really expect what
Can't
Saka will do. He
predict.
can cut inside
And
and
Saka
shoot.
had a bad game
Right?
against Brentford.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
But but I think Ake can hold Saka. I
you
think
Ake,
I think
there's
so.
a
I think Ake
mistake
can
or
push
two in
him.
Ake. I've known that he came from Chelsea Academy. He's not changed. There's a mistake. He's the one that caused the mistake now.
There's
If
a
we
difference
remember,
between playing away from home and playing at home. Oh. Hope you know. Hope
we'll
you know this is
see.
the Etihad.
Okay, we'll
This is a
see.
ground where
Shebi,
they've not
we are
lost.
trusting Ake, right?
They've
I'm
never, they've not lost at the Etihad in a long time.
good.
They've actually not
The only
lost
person that has beaten them is Brentford. The only person that's beaten them is
home and
Brentford.
away. And when was that last season?
Yeah. and
Brentford is the
then
only team that who won them home and away
and I
last
feel the
season.
next person to beat them should be the students back home where he trained, where he trained
Ask yourself one question, right?
under the master
Man,
Lee,
okay,
under the master
let's wrap up
Pep
with this because
Guardiola.
we're dragging. Ask yourself one question, right?
Mm,
When Man City played Arsenal in Arsenal's home, what was the
mm.
scoreline?
1-0.
1-0. How did they score?
Declan
Deflection
Rice
goal from
hustle dey go last second
deflection
of
goal
the
from
game.
Declan Rice. What happened in that game? Let's
Could
ask
happen
ourselves
again.
realistically.
Could happen
No,
again.
no, let's ask ourselves what happened in that game. What happened?
Mm.
Arsenal, they were nearly dying for their life. They were struggling.
They were
The way they
hanging on.
play, the way they were hanging on for their life.
And when they won, it's as if they won the
And when
Champions
they
League.
won, it felt like they won the Premier League. This is the Arsenal that's going to Etihad. You don't have that same Arsenal atmosphere. Oh. They don't know what they've signed up for. When I went to Etihad to play, not I but my team Liverpool. When Liverpool went to Etihad to play Man City, and the game ended 1-1. The way I was happy that game ended 1-1 with a last strike
But Chelsea
from
has gone. Chelsea
Alexander Arnold.
went there. As terrible as Chelsea is, right? And got a 2-2 draw.
Hmm.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like Man City has not really been. You
Yeah.
see, that's what I'm telling you. You see, so many see if you play Man City, you're
Mm,
not scared of them. Move the ball as they are moving the ball against you, run the guys through your midfield, let them be passing Rodri, put a shield in front of Rodri.
yeah.
If Rodri can't get the ball in
But
that game,
but do
you
you
create
think?
confusion.
Do you think Man City will draw one game, lose the next? Do you think that will happen? Draw one, lose one.
Instead, let me now tell you something.
I feel like they might draw two, draw,
The
draw. Expecting a draw.
the best. Let me tell you something. Arsenal will stay in this game, defend and hang on and hang on. It takes one corner.
Ah,
They are the best
Arsenal
in
corners
corner
are
in this league.
Arsenal corners
Some
are
game,
feeling like
yeah,
penalties
they don't
now.
play anything in this. Sometimes they don't play anything. They just have one
They
corner
don't
and
do
they
for that
score.
corner. Yeah.
And when they
I mean,
score, what happens?
mm,
Everything is open. Man City will now come and let loose. Maybe it's that day, Sunday, they will now use the as. You will now see
mm,
what will happen. So we
yeah.
can't say.
Yeah,
Let's just
but
watch.
I think until I see the tactics that Pep
Line
brings
up.
out,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, until I see the lineup, then I'll be more confident. But yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it for this episode. Thank you guys for listening to the rants and everything. I mean, we'll look forward to next weekend to see what happens as this Premier League is really wrapping up. 10 games left to see who will take this Premier League title, right? And also Champions League. Lots of cool things are happening in Champions League, right? Lots of games are happening this week as well, like Arsenal, Porto, and the other games that are happening too. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Like, subscribe, turn on the notifications bell, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
yeah. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.